The Distaff is the sixth race on the Saturday card. It's running a mile and an eighth on the dirt for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. And we take a look at this field, and you already see we have a couple of scratches in Batucada and Miss New York. And obviously, the one to beat here is the number 2, Torpedo Anna. And this is looking more and more to me like just sort of a Coronation type of race. You know, in the old days, in the Triple Crown was going on, if you had an overwhelming favorite, a lot of times they would back a lot of horses out of the Belmont and sort of just be a Coronation for the Triple Crown. And I think Count Fleet ran against just a couple. And this is sort of shaping up to be the same kind of race. So this is not going to be a lengthy discussion about this one. We'll go through the field. Candied is one that I think is pretty much stuck in neutral. I had a lot of hopes for this horse at 2 years old, but at 3 really has not progressed a whole lot. Seems to be stuck at the same Brisnet speed figures and still has that problem of changing leads. That's not too big a deal as long as they run well. But the Spinster Stakes, you know, Candy, they tried to make a little more forwardly placed. And sometimes that's a sign of a horse that is maturing, but it really didn't amount to much, ending up with a third. And this horse just seems to be more of a bridesmaid than a bride. And if you're looking for a horse to try to beat the Grizzly Bear, I don't think Candy is one of them. But underneath, sure, at 15-1. The Grizzly Bear, Torpedo Anna, is the one to beat. And, you know, if you thought there was a time you could beat this horse, the Cotillion over at Parks might have been the time. And didn't get the greatest of rides from Brian Hernandez, but still was able to overcome it. You know, they tried to cover her up and trap her a little bit. And she had to work a little more than she probably wanted to and still won the race. And I think that's a testament to how good this horse is. And I think this is her race to lose. And she's been managed very well by Kenny McPeak this year, and I see no reason why she won't run an A effort here. And so Torpedo Anna is the pick to win. Alice Verite is one that's been running quite a bit at 1.25 miles. So cutting back in distance, I don't know how much difference that's really going to make. I think she's 30-1 for a reason. And, you know, kind of an unknown, of course, but it hasn't been really running at even the grade 1 level, which would maybe give me some hope that this one could be competitive. But grade 3 in Japan, not going to cut it here. Going to let go. Sugarfish has been running out on the West Coast for Jeff Mullins and put together a nice effort in the Zenyatta Stakes last time. But you see in the Clement Hirsch where she was running against much stiffer competition with Adair Manor and the likes of Scylla in that race and really couldn't mount any type of offensive. Again, sorry to point out, the quality of racing in California just doesn't measure up at Breeders' Cup level, and this is another one I can't see factoring in this race or really beating Torpedo Anna. Raging Sea is the most logical candidate to try to beat the Grizzly Bear, but her last race, the Beldame, was a pretty weak effort. I mean, maybe they didn't tune her up all the way because they had the Breeders' Cup in mind. That's entirely possible for Chad Brown. But she literally looked pretty mortal as 1-9 and having to struggle really hard to overcome Batucada, who ran the race of her life, to win that. I think this horse is better than that, and the odds are not 20-1; they're 7-2. I'm sorry about the typo there. You know, there's obviously not going to be a lot of pace in this race, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Torpedo Anna just gets the lead and walks home. But this is a grade 1 caliber horse, I think, and of the few in the race. And if anybody's going to beat Torpedo Anna, Raging Sea would be it. So is one that you certainly have to consider and use. Honor D Lady is another one that has been decent at times, but I can't see what she's going to put forth an effort that's going to be good enough to beat Torpedo Anna. Really, what we're looking at is Torpedo Anna going to beat herself? That's what it's going to come down to. Can Anna D. Lady put forth an effort that will overcome Torpedo Anna? I don't think so. And I just haven't liked what I've seen from this horse. And any foray into the grade 1 level has been a disappointment. So to me, Anna D. Lady is a toss. So now we come to the mystery horse. Awesome result. And is 7 for 7. And certainly that bears consideration here. And of course, being by Justify as well. But note one thing. This horse has not run in a graded stakes race in Japan. And they've got plenty. Why is that? It seems like there's been some real careful management that's gone on with this horse. And I just can't believe that a horse who hasn't won at the graded stakes level in Japan all of a sudden is going to come over here and be good enough to beat a horse who's won nothing but grade 1s this year. So at 4-1, I think is awesome result. To me, is a major league underlay, and I'm not looking for a miracle here, and I don't think we're going to get one with awesome result. Finally, we have Shea Evasora, the Argentinian import, and as I noted in the race replay analysis field, 24 starts, 6 wins, 4 seconds, 6 thirds, 56 grand in earnings. Came over here, ran the Zenyatta Stakes, and wasn't good enough to win it, was only good enough to manage 5th. And again, we belabored the point about the quality of California racing. I can't see a miracle here, and this is one I would let go. So in review, what are we left with? Torpedo Anna's the horse to beat. We all know that, and she's going to win this race. I don't see anybody in here save for perhaps Raging Sea, who might be able to mount an effort to beat her. But really what it's going to come down to in this field is Torpedo Anna beating herself. And given the way she's run this year, and particularly the way she handled the cotillion, which was, I think, one time where you probably didn't get her at her best and she still was able to win. I don't see anybody in this field who's going to beat her. So Torpedo Anna, the pick to win here. You see Raging Sea and Candide, to me, are the only two who have any realistic claim to have a chance to beat her, and they're not going to. That's the way I see this race. So the wagering strategy is going to be pretty simple. We're going to go with a 2-6 cold exacta and leave it there. This race has more significance for the sequential betting, and I think Torpedo Anna is probably one of the best bets of the weekend, and would be a single for me if I was playing the pick 5, 6, 4, 3, any of them. So not going to go much deeper than that. Torpedo Anna to win. So that's the Distaff short discussion, and I think I don't think there's much more that needs to be said about it. I think everybody's pretty much thinking the same thing, and I think they're right. It's Torpedo Anna's race to lose. So we're going to have more content. We've got 3 left. We're going to do the turf, the dirt mile, the mile. And we've already got the classic out there, so take a look at that at your leisure if you'd like to. If you do like content like this, please like and subscribe, and we thank all of you who have come on board. Hope this analysis helps you with your own wagering strategy. I don't know that there's a lot of strategy involved in this race, and that's why we're keeping it short. But we'll have more thorough discussion of races that warrant it coming up. So that's it from here. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, be well.